The man, being the direct disciple of the #1 martial arts sect, is surrounded by stunning women and has countless sycophants fawning over him. Yet he has eyes only for his junior apprentice sister, who's already engaged. Every time the carriage stops for a rest, he would always pick a bunch of flowers on the spot and give them to the girl with red and gold hair. But the ladies just aren't interested in this kind of playboy at all. On the other hand, you laugh and chat with Suhan, who is just average looking. Watching the beloved goddess give the country lad the eye, he took all his anger out on the horse's backside. As a result, Suhan was jostled so badly by the speeding carriage that he ended up with bumps all over his head. At night, I was even tasked with pulling an all-nighter to keep watch for everyone. The next day, still grappling with the pain of the encounter, sleep eluded me. Just like that, back and forth, it went on for 7 days and 7 nights. Finally, I've safely arrived at the foot of the Linglong Pavilion's mountain. Yet at this moment, Suhan's face was filled with seriousness. Because, all along this journey, the ride has been too smooth, and since ancient times, anything out of the ordinary is a sign of trouble brewing. Sure enough, that very night, the girl with the red cheeks was just about to fall asleep. Suddenly, a shadow flashed outside the car. The sharp red arrow, ready to draw its sword, preparing to strike. Only then did I realize the person who arrived was Suhan, and I got into his car. Robust. With a face full of cold sweat, Hong Jian couldn't help but mumble, "Is this guy, could he be too reckless? In a rush? Blood?" Yet Suhan, he turned his gaze towards the southwest direction. Suddenly, a group clad in black appeared, swiftly encircling everyone present. With a quick retraction of the red spear, he spoke personally. "The Saluo Hall, they've still come." And Suhan could only frown, nodding his head reluctantly. At this point, Hong Jian suggested waking everyone up, only to be rejected by Suhan. Because Saluo's shop dared to make a move at the foot of the Linglong Pavilion, it implies that they must be fully confident. Confronting them head-on, there's no chance of winning. With that said, he made a move to pull Hong Jian off the carriage. Now, the only thing to do is run away. Unexpectedly, Suhan was just about to start flirting with him. Red Jian suddenly flung open her small hands and declared, "This matter started because of me, and if anyone should leave, it's you. Go! I, Yi Hongyan, am not one to cling to life out of fear of death." Suhan was seen picking up a stone. Then, with a swift motion, she tossed you aside. Pebble-sized hailstones, Jingzhong, colleagues, and comrades in arms, upon their arrival, were met with a piercing alarm cry, enemy attack, and immediate assault. Next, Suhan, pulling the red tip, started to flirt directly. "Now, if they can't die and you stay here, you'll end up causing them harm." A puzzled look, a face full of question marks. Suhan raised his voice a bit more. "Look at their weapons. That's a typical sword used by the army of the Great Summer Dynasty. In the assassination hall of Saluo, 2 rules are followed. If one kills in disguise, only the obvious targets are eliminated. But with an Azura mask, everyone becomes a fair game, no exceptions." Upon hearing the news, the astute Hong Jian immediately realized the severity of the situation. They were looking to seize the opportunity to frame the Xia dynasty, thereby instigating a conflict between the Linglong Pavilion and the Xia dynasty. Indeed, they couldn't find you, but they will surely hunt you down, because they still need to keep their hearts of bronze and iron as witnesses. Having said that, Suhan turned his head and glanced back. Sure enough, those men in black didn't have the heart to kill. But that man with the purple mark on his head is different. He swung his sword directly, cleaving the chariot and horse in two. It turned out to be the purple garb Azura, an entity beyond Suhan's ability to resist. And there, the purple robe, the Azura, the sword, the carriage, all devoid of anyone. So, taking a look around, the search for the target began. As a result, he ended up making direct eye contact with Suhan. Just a split second was enough to make Su Hunching's hair quiver. "Run! Get out of there, fast!" But Zi Xiaoluo remained unfazed. Not only was he not slow, but he also delegated tasks among his men. "You 3, come with me to pursue the target. The rest of you stay here to hold the fort. In half an hour, fall back to the base." And he warned those who remained with a cold voice. "None of these people from Linglong Pavilion can die." Having said that, he swiftly disappeared from sight. Afterwards, a game of cat and mouse ensued. Red Tip was the first to notice something was off. Because no matter how far they run, the assassin trailing them always maintains a proper distance. Suhan spoke in a low, grave tone, because those damned people had no real power. They wanted to push us out of Tong Tiexin's sight and then, in their haste, silence us by killing us. At the brink of life and death, Hong Jian panicked, not knowing what to do. Suddenly, Suhan slammed on the brakes. "You go first, I'll cover our rear." Just at the moment when Hong Jian was utterly astonished, Suhan was already prepared to draw his sword and strike back. And those 3 figures in black also quickened their pace, closing in on him rapidly. "Think you can take me down? Not that easy." The assassin gazed at his target, his aura surged, his pupils dilated. But the familiar counterattack moves in his hands didn't miss a beat. This sentence seems to be a bit fragmented and lacks context, but if we're trying to construct a coherent sentence for translation, it might be something along the lines of, "Quite ordinary. Weapon notice, action, opponent of the heavenly sword." In a more natural and idiomatic American English translation, it could be, "Nothing out of the ordinary. Notice regarding the weapon, proceed with the heavenly sword's adversary." Please note that without proper context, the translation might not fully capture the intended meaning of the original text. If this is from a specific novel or story, providing more context could result in a more accurate translation. Just one glance, and the usual happens. Right there, it splits open. On a whim, Suhan turned around and headed back to the spiral staircase. With a single kick, he sent the other person and their knife flying into pieces. Pain-stricken assassin, Kaka, thrown tens of meters away. In the end, the tough guy took a hit, fell by a tree, and was checked out on the spot. This is... Z. Shura stepped forward, speaking in a low voice. Turns out she's a stripper. Upon seeing this, Suhan's eyes narrowed. It's over, I can't beat him.